Hi Roberto, well done. You are working so hard. When is your exam? Maybe it's coming up really soon because you are certainly amazingly working hard. This map question, I'm sorry, it should have instructions. It hasn't got instructions. Basically, the instructions for all task ones are always the same. So it says select the most important data or whatever, and then compare and contrast where necessary, something like that. But all the instructions are the same. So sorry for that. The figure above shows two maps of an island before and after changes in infrastructure. Brilliant. In the first picture, one can see trees distributed all over the edge, especially in the upper part of the island. Moreover, it's evident. Okay, so I would go before development. The island was the small island, because it's really small if you look at the scale, was deserted apart from a few woodland areas. In the, now here, this is the most important bit, geography, okay? In the far west and northeast, yeah? So in the west and northeastern corners. Okay, so I'm looking for geography, yeah? I'm looking for this nice sort of grammar like before development rather than in this picture one can see. So you can see this is a bit neater. Was deserted. So I'm looking for passives. So this is a passive, was deserted. So basically the clue for this, or the key for this rather, is passives and geography. And this kind of vocab which you've got, which is really nice, sort of like building kind of development vocab. Okay. So in the second picture, there's a lake on the right hand side of the island, which was not present previously. Presence of the two lakes of accommodation. The first one's next to, okay, you're kind of telling me what I can see already, yeah. So after, or the island was considerably changed. Changed over the period. Hotel accommodation. You've got to kind of be brave and think this is tourism. Yeah, it's so small. Hotel accommodation was built. So passives. Yeah, and then you can tell me where. Okay. Additionally. Yeah. Further hotel bedrooms or hotel chalets or some things were constructed. So I'm looking for all these kind of verbs: built, constructed, developed, designed, added. All these verbs. Okay, so the lake was constructed or built. Yeah, so you don't need to tell me kind of where they are because I can see that, but your skill is in this kind of language. Yeah, so you can talk about little footpaths which were put in place to link the tracks. So yeah, a footpath leads to the pier, which allows, so the pier in the south, okay, which now allows tourists to take part in water sports, or allows to do water sports. I mean, I don't really want too much on the tourists, but it just kind of making sensible guesses here is really important. Okay, so do you see what I mean? So the overall sentence, again, you can have it at the beginning, you can have it at the end, or you can have it here. But this sort of idea, so overall, before development, this island was deserted. So I'm going to send you a podcast I did on this, which will guide you. I love maps, but the clue to maps is passive verbs and geography. So that is your best tip on that one. Green energy, because it's a very interesting essay. Prevalent, we need to understand that one. Some argue they reduce costs and are better for the environment. Others, they're a threat to energy security. Okay. So scientists, energy companies, even governments have debated the importance of new green energy sources and their impacts. Lovely. Some believe this new approach is absolutely necessary, while others think it could be dangerous and trigger an energy. Energetic is when I go to the gym, yeah, or you go on a run, yeah. So energy crisis. So you go national energy crisis. They need to be turned around, those two. That's all. In my opinion, every argument, no. Do you know what? Top tip, again, take a position. It is much easier to take a position. Every argument has its merit. It's too, we have this word wishy-washy. It's too vague. You don't have a long on this essay. Yes, it's great, or no, it's dangerous. Okay? Every essay, take a side, take an opinion. This essay will analyse them. Okay. So, I kind of think you don't, yes, it's sort of an opinion essay, but I think in this essay, the question is so strong that you kind of may as well put your opinion at the end. It's not saying, what do you think? It's just saying discuss both views. So for this one, give your opinion. Here, I put it at the end. I don't think you need it at the beginning. On the one hand, there's ample evidence that new technologies, such as solar panels, good, are beneficial for the environment as well as for the economy. Why? So before your example, I want you to tell me why. Then the example, so structure this is. Okay? And then, for example, recent research by the Spanish government demonstrated 90% of all public buildings had reduced, lovely, their energy costs by 23% using solar on the roof. Not be forgotten, some additional benefits are evident. You need a verb in here. This is some additional benefits are evident in. This is your verb. The reduction of carbon. Yes, okay. Okay, I think you need to expand this. This is okay, but I think we need to get into a bit more depth. So why are they beneficial? They're reducing the impact of carbon coming from factory emissions, from pollution. They are reducing our dependence on fossil fuels, which have been proved to be dangerous for the environment and are running out. So you need more in here before your example. On the other hand, although I'm not a big fan of on the one hand, on the other hand. For band 7, you need to show more skill, maybe. So it has been seen recently that there is ample evidence. That kind of intro to a paragraph is stronger for me. And then you can put however. It looks simple. Actually, the flow is much better. It's more coherent. Although there are cases of successful villages and towns with energy interdependence. Okay, or towns maybe who have combined traditional fuels and sustainable, this is another word for green, energy or green sources to produce energy interdependence. So I assume by interdependence, you're saying they use both quite successfully. The impact of these new trends on national security cannot be underestimated. Good. Lovely sentence. You've done that very correctly, but expand here to make it really clear. Every time you expand, you're going to get more marks. Yeah? This is largely because the latest technologies cannot supply all the energy every country needs during for or over a 24-hour period. Yeah, and basic problem, wind and sun. What if there's no wind? What if there's no sun? Your solar panels are a waste of money. 70% of hospital energy in Spain are still from fossil fuels. Therefore, it's evident that there could be, you need a subject, there could be severe problems in this regards if what happened. Yeah, so you need to finish that idea. If there was the supply was stopped for whatever reason. Yeah, energy, so shut down. Okay, I firmly believe that proper balance is the key. That's fine, you can say that at the end, but I wouldn't spoil it by saying it at the beginning. Excellent alternative, not a secure option, adjective, for large cities. Okay, good. That's a really, really nice essay. It's so much clearer. I think I think you've answered that question really, really well. I was just going back to this reduced costs. So yes, you've talked about they've reduced their energy bill. I think it might be worth saying as well, they're expensive to install, but in the long run would reduce costs. And then serious threat to security. Yes, so you've addressed this. Keywords here you could be using, vocabulary, reliability. So you've talked about security, but really we mean reliability. And can we depend on it? Yeah, so that sort of vocab I'm looking for as well. Other words for green are sustainable, like I said, renewable. We talk about clean. So all those words I'd like to see in there as well. So extra vocab there, but really, really good. You've worked so hard. Fantastic. So that's the end of this course. You now get the possibility to carry on with an essay pack. So you still have access to the videos. You can refer back to those anytime, but it's basically just corrections. So it's a really interesting set of essay titles. Nice variety on the task ones and good topics on the task two. So if you want to keep going for your exam, then have a look at that. But well done. So happy with the progress here.